Hey, Tim, Sykes here. Crazy, crazy day. I ended up picking the single biggest winner in the entire stock market, BGI, which finished up 400 plus percent. At one point, it was up 800%. Insane moves. I want to go over this really quickly. I have a meeting to get to. I'm working on this new TV show that I'm planning with several dedicated students. I'm going to be choosing several trading challenge students to be on this show with me, and I'll talk more about that when I can. But I got to get going, so this is going to be a quick little video lesson. First, I should mention traderandinvestorsummit.com. Here is the website. Go to it. We have just 12 tickets left for the early bird pricing, roughly $100 a day for 3 days in Orlando in September. We got a whole bunch of millionaire students and other millionaire traders who are going to speak. Very excited about this. We're going to do live trading. Should also mention this, if you go to timsykessale.com, this is a little special July 4th sale that we're having. I can't even catch up on all the emails that I'm getting right now, so this is going to go on for a few days, but you can save on a whole bunch of newsletters and DVDs. Preparation is key. A lot of you guys, you're asking me, how do you know about stocks like BGI? First of all, I didn't know it was going to go to $5 a share. Okay, when I was buying it at $1.22, I was simply thinking that it could get back to the day's highs of 140-ish, which it did pretty quickly. And the breakout wasn't even that much when I was actually holding it. It got to like the 150s. So I was just in it for this. This is just extra, icing on the cake. And in my upcoming DVD called Trader Checklist, I'll help explain exactly why this can happen. This is not the first time this kind of move has happened. FORD was one of my biggest winners of 2015. Exact same kind of low float run up from $1 a share. I think that actually got up to 4. So this got a little higher, but I made 8 grand dip buying it in the ones, and it later went back to the twos. On this one, I actually caught it pretty well, and I sold too early, but that's cool. Now we got another stock in play right now, OESX, which is spiking right now after hours. I'm in just above 120-ish, and now it's in the 130s. This could be a big spiker. This just announced, I think, a $45 million contract, if I read it correctly, with a new retailer. They're going to basically replace all the lights, and I think the press release said 65,000 per location, and the retailer has 700 locations. So very cool news, and this could run. I'm already up a little bit. I'll be trading this live during my Trading Challenge webinar tomorrow. I give one live webinar per week for my Trading Challenge students, and this is tomorrow. We also have a special free webinar, a lot of stuff going on. A free webinar if you go to timothysykes.com/celebrate. How do I spell this? Why am I not getting this? timothysykes.com/celebrate. And this is a free webinar I'll be giving in roughly 48 hours with my top student, Tim Grattani, who just passed $3 million in profits. I also got to give props to so many other students. It's been an insane day. Sniper Trades made 640 on BGI. Curtis made 3 grand. Cabin Trader made just under 3 grand. Eric, first day with Stocks to Trade, and he made 365 on BGI. Max wants to be an actor. Look at his blue steel look, and he made 3,400. Max, I got to tell you, you might not want to be an actor. It looks like you got some pretty good trading potential here, and making 3,400 while under the PDT rule is freaking awesome. So congrats, man. Stanley made 2,600. First day of trading with me. This does not happen every day, okay? I don't want you guys to think, oh, Tim's going to buy a stock at $1.22 and it's going to quadruple. This happens only a few times a year. That said, my plan, OESX is doing very nice right now. My plan on both OESX and BGI was to dip buy after a spike had already happened. You don't need to be first with the breaking news. You don't need to be glued to your computer. You don't need 10 monitors. You can trade from anywhere in the world. I trade with just one laptop because I wait for the spikes and the opportunities to come to me. OESX spiked from 114 all the way up to 138 on news of the contract. But if you're trying to rush it, you got to be in and out in like a minute or two. I was dip buying it in here in the low 120s. Now, obviously, it's a little higher than 114 where the news came out, but there's just not as much risk dip buying because I think that it's going to retest the highs here, and maybe tomorrow it breaks 136, 138 and goes to the 140s, 150s. Maybe it does catch on like BGI. When I was buying BGI, in the 120s here on the dip, guess what? There's not much risk because the news is huge. They had a big turnaround. It's an earnings winner. I'm comfortable with the pattern. If you look at Ford, go back to my video lessons from last year. Oh, wait, I have a chart. I opened it. This is Ford. And this one went from, roughly 80 cents all the way up to $4. And it came down the next day. So I don't know, what BGI is going to do tomorrow, but this spiked again a few days later. So even if you miss BGI, be sure to keep it on your watch list because if it's anything like Ford, it can respike a few days later. But this is why it's good to study so that you play based on past patterns and you're not confused and you're not like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. We have seen stuff like this. I've cataloged it. Ford is just one example. I have a great video lesson from last summer when I was in Amsterdam and I made nearly 10 grand on Ford. This year I'm trading with a smaller account, but I still made 20% on my BGI. Some of you guys made 30, 40, 50%. I got to continue congratulating some students. There's too many. Carlos, awesome job. Made 1,000. Brad, awesome. He's thanking God for everything. Don't thank God. Thank the stock market. This is the beauty of these times. We're in a unique time in history where we have this great stock market. We have technology. I'm able to give you this video lesson. I mean, I don't think you guys even realize it. This video lesson would not have been possible 5 years ago. So very unique time in history. And, this is the best time to learn. I wish I had this when I was first starting. Tim Grittani, Croy Runner, just passed 3 million in profits in his first 4 years, which is nearly double what I made in my first 4 years. And we'll be going over everything he's learned over the years in the free webinar in 48 hours from now. But this is awesome. Brad, first $1,000 profit today too. So many of you guys did this. Justinian, just used stocks to trade for the first time, and he's made 2 grand. And for FYI, stocks to trade had the news right here. This is why I highlighted this screenshot. The news came out, stocks to trade nailed it. And this is the beauty of stocks to trade. It finds news fast before other platforms, frankly, because it was designed by me. It's got 40 plus presets of scans that I use daily. And no other platform really cares about low price stocks. Some platforms don't even show BGI as a ticker symbol because no one gives a shit about these stocks. So that's the beauty of stocks to trade anyways. Jean-Francois, I love this, first $1,000 profit. So many of you guys nailed it, and Omar made $400 too. But the key lesson here, is that I will never chase. Some people are like, Tim, why don't you chase it? Because I'm dip buying it with the whole goal that it's going to, retest, if not break out the day high. I'm not going to buy it, especially midday at 11, 12, 1 p.m. This is a very tough time to break out. And so people are like, oh, Tim, why are you saying that, it's amazing that the thing tripled or quadrupled from your alert? You didn't hold it that whole time. Correct. I will never hold it the whole time. What you have to understand about my job is that I don't get paid based on how well I personally trade. I get paid based on how well I teach. And teaching involves 2 things. 1, identifying good stocks to trade, which I absolutely nailed. And when the stock, doubles or triples or quadruples, guess what? The vast majority of my students would never have seen this stock if it wasn't for me. The vast majority of people don't even consider penny stocks real stocks to trade. I can't even tell you how much hate on Wall Street there is with penny stocks. So it's my job every single day to cut through the BS and show you how beautiful penny stocks are. And secondly, I'm never going to chase because I trade cowardly. I think as a teacher, it's my job, again, because I'm not a hedge fund manager, where hedge fund managers get compensated based on huge performance. They use leverage, they do whatever they can, and they take ridiculous risks because they just get paid based on bonuses. It doesn't matter if they lose all their hedge funds' money. They don't lose personally. They might lose a little credibility, but they get paid based on bonuses. So it's in their interest to go big and to bet big. And I know a lot of traders who do that. That's not my job. I'm here to teach you how to grow small accounts and to trade cowardly. And that is how I'm going to trade. That's not to say that you have to trade cowardly. You can trade big, you can bet big, but that's not how I teach. And frankly, I don't think that's what really does well in penny stocks. So some people who banked, buying it in the twos and the threes and they sold in the fours or the fives, I said, congratulations, but understand that, you're playing a very dangerous game and it's very risky. And that's not what I would do. So I'll take all the credit in the world for introducing this stock to people because it's sad and pathetic how Wall Street hates on penny stocks. So if you know someone who hates on penny stocks, please do send them this video lesson and share with them the potential, because for the life of me, I don't get how you can hate on this volatility that happens again and again and again. And mind you, it does not happen every day. It does not happen every week. And that is why I am very happy with my 20% profits. I mean, this is literally the whole chart that I held for. I sold way, 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 way too soon. And people are like, oh, aren't you sad? Aren't you angry? Fuck no. I just made 20% on my position in less than an hour. Okay? And in a perfect world, if I was compensated differently to bet big and teach people to bet big, which I don't think that world exists, because if you bet big one of these days and you trade big, one of these days you will blow up, as far too many other chat rooms have learned the hard way, while my students, my dedicated students who follow the rules, trade cowardly. So you have to really understand how I teach, why I teach, and what I teach. So I will never, ever, ever chase a stock like this. And I will never, ever, ever feel bad about missing out on all these potential gains. But I am very proud of several students who have learned to, trade a little different than me. The way that I trade is not the only way. It's not like my way or the highway. Oh, you can never trade anything else. You must always. That's bullshit. Trading is very adaptable, and you should do what works for you. But just understand the risks and understand that I'm going to take the most cowardly approach every single time, because that's how I teach. That's why I have the most successful students. This is why I have more millionaire students than anybody else. And once you get enough money and once you get enough confidence, then, you can grow a pair of balls and maybe trade a little more, like Tim Grittani trades a little riskier than I do. But in the beginning, cowardly trading is good. And if you miss out on a trade, it's okay, because guess what? You learned. You see what's possible. I guarantee you that a third of the people watching this video, they have friends or family being like, oh, you trade penny stocks? Oh, Tim Sykes? Oh, it's all a big scam. You're a fucking idiot. I see all of the negativity. I have more people contacting me every single day than probably anybody else on Wall Street. But I don't mind the negativity because it's not based on reality. It's based on fear and ignorance and misinformation. So it's my job to bring you good information. I'm not always going to pick these kinds of winners. But I guarantee you that if I do pick these winners, I will be selling too soon. Secondly, a lot of people are shorting this here in like the twos and the threes. I welcome anybody to bet against me and trade against me if you don't believe in my patterns, if you don't believe in my rules. See how you do. And the fact that I win the vast majority of the time, even when I sell too soon, well, I wish you luck. I wish you all the luck in the world. That said, some people did short in the threes, fours, and fives, and they covered for some good profits. So there's ways to make money on the way down too. Trading is a big, big world. There's ways to make money on the long side, on the short side, betting big, betting small, whatever you want to do it so that you're comfortable. And even if you're not trading yet, even if you're just paper trading, at least you see this stuff in real time. And, if you missed the FORD spike last summer, well, now you have one under your belt here. And there's probably more too that I just can't think of off the top of my head. I have, nearly 4,000 video lessons now. But Ford is the most just blaring example. It's like, it's almost exact to this. And, it's going to keep happening again. So you can either study or you can ignore me. You can ignore the past and be surprised every time this stuff happens. But congrats to so many of you who get it. OESX, very nice little after hour spike. We'll see what it can do tomorrow. I would be very nervous if I was a short seller on this, given what BGI just did. If OESX really did have a $45 million deal, I guess I got to read it more carefully. But sometimes I just buy first with a small position when the price action is good. I don't just buy news for the sake of it. I don't want to just trade for the sake of it. But if the price action is there, I got to admit, like, I'm not going to do like a full audit on OESX before I bet a very small position. I just have a few thousand shares. But in this market, buying low float runners that can spike 200, 300, 500, 800% in a day, I don't see anything with that kind of great risk reward. And I think that's what people with small accounts should be doing. Whether you want to hold overnight and you want to save your day trades, OESX is an overnight play for me. BGI was intraday. But anyways, guys, challenge students, I will see you in the webinar tomorrow. I'm excited for it. And the rest of you guys, I'll see you in the chat room. What a day. What a freaking day.